Hi everyone. Wow, few days it has been very difficult in terms of my allergies actually. If there is anyone with a pollen allergy, I mean, it's really sometimes can get very difficult, my goodness. So I kind of survived the last few days so I can do this video. Okay, so I'm happy to introduce our next artist, Sainbayan Iderchuluun. So she's very multi-talented. She's a conceptual artist. She's a designer. She's a permanent makeup artist as well. So really have so much going on. She also writes as well, and writing at a high level, and also creating with physical materials is also unusual, in a sense. And so she has these multiple interests, and she could do most things, if you know what I mean. And but at the same time, I'm very interested in how she thinks and how deep she feels about life situations and observations she has, the life around her and also people around her. So for example, one of the works really moved me actually, is called the meditation on death. The artwork is made of kind of discarded leather parts, sections, because she worked in the leather accessory design factory. And but it's not about the meditation on her death, or it's not self-centered actually, and that makes it, in my opinion, quite nice. It's not just all about the ego and the I, and it was about a contemplation that she had when her older co-worker passed away. And so the difference that we have towards deaths of someone famous, and or difference that we have someone towards we think or approach as ordinary person is very, the gap is quite big, I would say. And so the value of someone's passing is different to us. And why? The question is why, right? And she's not a member of his family, and she's not related to any other way except that he was her coworker, and she said that he always helped her a lot, because she grieved for him, and not having him around left a very big mark on her. And then that's why she started to pick up the discarded pieces from the factory, and created this artwork that really moved me. And it's not like leather art, in a classic sense, but it's more leather based. It's more kind of leather collage, and how we can be very different to different situations, events, and phenomena, depends on how we value that person. It's also one of the inquiries that she has, and I'm sure, for thousands of years, philosophers and artists and writers contemplated on. And that specific work was selected and shortlisted in an international art contest organized, I think, in Taiwan. And it was selected after like tens of thousands of submissions. And they put the artwork in the category of craft. And I was just it's very interesting, you know, just based on the material it was used. It was put in the craft category, but the actual concept and also the way it came about it cannot be in the craft category. And this is the same, you know, bias and same hypocrisy that humans have and we have, you know, about just because it was made out of leather, it just kind of puts in that category. And I think any passing of a human being, whether they seen as important or less important, they equally valuable and equally sad. This is my opinion, you know. So, and she has there's ongoing deep inquiries, and she writes, and she's one of the gifted artists I know that actually can write, you know, and her context and content and what she wants to say, she can do it in words and also in, you know, in a visual way, and that's actually it's also unusual and unique in Mongolian art education system, because it's kind of modeled on the Russian art academy structure. So usually, you know, art students spend 4 or 5, you know, years mastering mainly the skills. And of course, they you know, think about topics and they render, you know, the ideas into artworks. But to think about the concept and conceptualize and look at from different angles and come to a decision so it becomes a finished product or finished artwork is, it's not many artists do that actually in Mongolia. And we're happy to have her in the New and Archive project because she represents the new voices and the voices that just cannot be limited by any means, you know, and in any ways, you know, artists cannot be defined just by one discipline, one medium, or one way of processing, you know, their lives or surroundings or anything. So I think they should have all the freedom they can have, and they create in every way possible they can to create, whether it's writing, whether it's drawing, or whether it's using leather, it does not matter, you know. So in that sense, that, you know, she is one of the representations of this new generation of artists, that the way they create is not limited by their thinking or the materials or mediums and disciplines, you know. So she breaks all those many times over. So yeah.